Our student presenter now will be Sreenidhi Rengaprasad. But before we go to Sreenidhi Rengaprasad, I just want to tell a few words about Sreenidhi Rengaprasad. Sreenidhi can warm up first. You just take a deep breath. You're okay. You're going to do a super good job now. And all the people here are not to criticize you, but they are here to welcome you. And Sreenidhi Rengaprasad is a Pierce Secondary School student. She is just in secondary one. And she has great interest in reading books and document the key points from the book for future reference. Actually, how I was impressed by her was, sometime back, I saw in her father's Facebook, a book review written by this kid. I was so impressed because the same thing I've told even my university kids, and they were very hesitant to do that. And that Sreenidhi did it in a beautiful manner. So that impressed, and I thought maybe she'll also benefit from this. She has done a couple of good book reviews in social media as well. She is an upcoming debate speaker in Tamil. She has been a successful speaker in an Indian TV show organized by my company MAST, Masters Academy of Speech and Training recently. Sreenidhi really did well in the program. Actually, what I appreciate about Sreenidhi is her great learning attitude. She is what you would call as a kind of real beauty, because it's quite comfortable to teach her or to impart any kind of your wisdom or knowledge to her. And she has a natural leadership ability, which she has demonstrated by encouraging her own younger sibling. He is also in this forum somewhere, Sudarshan. She has actually taken initiative to guide him towards the PowerPoint presentations, etc., on top of her own school activities. She has participated in a couple of speaking programs, which is a platform to allow kids to share their opinion on different kind of topics, say impromptu. She is good at it also. And Sreenidhi Rengaprasad has finally decided to present a paper demonstrating her research skill in this forum. She is presenting a paper on a pet topic for students and not so pet topic for parents. She is going to present a paper on parental pressures faced by the Singapore secondary school students and what parents can do to help their children. You see, she is very smart. She doesn't say what children can do to dethrone her parents. She just says what parents can do to help their children. It's, like I'm recalled to my mind a very short story about how a frog was appealing to Rama. If you are going to keep everything on my head, to whom do I go and appeal? This topic reminds me of that. So Sreenidhi Rengaprasad now. Sreenidhi. And Vijay?
Good afternoon.
Wait, Sreenidhi. Wait, let Vijay share. Okay, start.
Good afternoon, everybody. Can I start?
Yes.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Sreenidhi Rengaprasad. I'm studying in Secondary 1 in Pierce Secondary School. As the saying goes, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Today, I'm confidently taking that step in my life, and my heartfelt thanks to my mentor, Dr.Raji Sreenivasan, Masters Academy of Speech and Training Singapore, and ACE International Singapore for providing me this wonderful opportunity. This is my first webinar, and I'm very excited to present it. Today, I'm going to present on parental pressure faced by the Singapore secondary school students and what parents can do to help their children. Next slide, please. Parental desire versus children's fear. The objective of this paper is to create an awareness that secondary school students do face parental pressure, to investigate how they cope with this pressure. Parental desire to push their children into the elitist class is on the rise. Children are expected to score high in order to make their parents proud. They want nothing but first rank. Many children are led to believe wrongly that their parents do not love them if they fall short of parents' academic results. Next slide, please. Parents are identified as primarily responsible for creating performance anxiety among the Singapore secondary school students. Consequences of parental pressure. sleep deprivation, eating disorders, excessive worrying, cheating, burnout, loss of interest in hobbies, withdrawal from friends and families. Next slide, please. Stifling of creativity, anger, frustration, anxiety, panic, and depression. Next slide, please. In this slide, let's understand what could be the reason and why do they do so. Social standing is a big cause of parental pressure, caring more about how the world perceives them. Renders parents ignorant about the true talents of their children. Parents often generalize the definition of success and excellence depending on how others are doing, similar to comparing of students. Not only in academics, but children are frequently bogged down by expectation of their own interest like arts, music, theater, and in sports. May I have the next slide, please? Why parental pressure is harmful? Kids who feel that they're under enormous pressure to do well from parents and adults can experience consequences in multiple areas of their life, from their mental health to their sleep. Here are just a few of the consequences of putting kids under too much pressure to perform. Higher rates of mental illness, increased likelihood of cheating, refusing to participate, self-esteem problems, sleep deprivation. May I have the next slide, please? Parenting style. This slide shows the four-quadrant parenting style. On the bottom left, you can see permissive parenting style. On the bottom right, uninvolved parenting style. On the top left, authoritative parenting style. On the top right, authoritarian parenting style. Let's look at permissive parenting. Nurturing, affectionate, few or inconsistent boundaries, takes the role of friend rather than parent. What is uninvolved parenting? Emotionally detached, self-absorbed, inconsistent or no boundaries, slight interaction. As we got to know what is permissive parenting and what is uninvolved parenting, let's look at authoritative parenting. Nurturing, affectionate, non-punitive, discipline through guidance, open communication. What is authoritarian parenting? Strict, inflexible, high expectation, no secret without parent, high supervision. Authoritative parents encourage kids to be more responsible, think for themselves, and to consider the reasons for rules, while authoritarian parents expect their orders to be obeyed without any question and who rely on punishment or the threat of punishment to control their kids. Permissive parents are responsive and warm, a good thing, but also reluctant to enforce rules, a bad thing. Uninvolved parents offer their children little emotional support and fail to enforce standards of conduct. Next slide, please. Psych- Next slide. Yeah. Psychological problems. Stress and lack of motivation. In stress and lack of motivation, there are three effects. Firstly, physical effects. Secondly, mental effects. Thirdly, behavioral effects. In physical effects, headaches, muscle tension, chest pain, fatigue, upset stomach, and sleep issues. In mental effects, anxiety, restlessness, lack of motivation, lack of focus, and depression. Behavioral effects, tobacco use, overeating, drug use, and less exercise. Behavioral problems. Emotional and behavioral disorder is an umbrella term in which several diagnoses such as anxiety disorder, manic depressive disorder, oppositional defiant disorder, and more fall. These disorders are also termed as emotionally disturbance and emotionally challenged. Conclusion. When we all think these issues faced by the Singapore secondary school students, it is understood from analyzing the situation that unless parents decide to change their attitude towards imposing unrealistic academic expectations from their children, they'll be losing out parenthood itself. Parents' social standing and their children being in elitist school or otherwise should be delinked if they want the holistic personality development of their children. Parents should learn how to manage the so-called society's expectations from them better to be able to help their children cope with the stress and they're imposing on them. Parents have to find family time with the children to send them signals that irrespective of their academic performance, the children are important to the family and they'll be embraced with unconditional love. Next slide, please. Thank you for your time and attention.